Hello, this is Senator Joe McCarthy, back from the dead. Hello, this is Senator Joe McCarthy, Tail Gunner Joe, back from the dead to warn you about an imminent threat. My fellow Americans, I would like you to please keep an eye on your Republican neighbors. I, Joe McCarthy, have come back from the dead. I've got a whole new thing for you. You have got to keep constant surveillance on any and all Republican neighbors and upload everything they do to YouTube. This is Senator Joe McCarthy, back from the dead. Hello, this is Senator Joe McCarthy, Tail Gunner Joe, back from the dead to warn you about an imminent threat. My fellow Americans, I would like you to please keep an eye on your Republican neighbors. I, Joe McCarthy, have come back from the dead. I've got a whole new thing for you. You have got to keep constant surveillance on any and all Republican neighbors. Their children, their relatives, their phone calls, their credit card transactions, their sexual activities. You must spy on your Republican neighbors and upload everything they do to YouTube. This is Joe McCarthy. Please keep an eye open for subversive behavior on the part of Republicans. In case you haven't noticed, the Republican Party today is in close harmony with Al-Qaeda. Where Al-Qaeda flourishes, there flourishes the Republican Party. This is Joe McCarthy. Please keep an eye on your Republican neighbors if you possibly can. Report any suspicious activities to Homeland Security. The last 8 years have taught us Republicans are traitors. Ladies and gentlemen, do not trust your Republican neighbors. They are traitors. They have engaged in bad behavior. They gloated like pigs after they had stolen the 2004 election from a Vietnam War hero. So keep your eye on these little pigs, these little Republican pigs. They're like little traitor pigs. They're like little disgusting traitor pig dogs. Little disgusting traitors, right-wing Republican traitors, pig dogs. This is Joe McCarthy. Keep that love in your heart. Now back to Barry. This is the Republican Party before the Republicans got into power. Woo! It blowed up! It blowed up real good. This is the Republican Party after they were in power. This is the Republican Party before it got into power. It was like the Eiffel Tower. Strong, glorious, tall, and proud. This is the Republican Party after they had been in power for a little while. As you can see, it resembles nothing so much as an outhouse. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let us consider a symbolic representation of what happens when Republicans get into power. Here we have the Republicans before they got into power in the year 2000. And now... Whoa! There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. These are the effects of Republicans getting into power. I need to talk to the repubs about their behavior. The President of the United States has issued a proclamation that all Americans must keep their Republican neighbors under constant surveillance. You must record everything they do and upload it onto YouTube so that the entire world can see this quintessential bad behavior. Yeah, think about Republican behavior. Oh, by the way, it's February 5th, 2009. Thank you for watching. Think about the way Republicans act. Specifically, I would like you to cast your mind back to the year 2004 when the Repubs stole the presidential election. Speaking of behavioral problems, they steal things. They really like to be in power. And they stole that election, and do you remember how they behaved after they stole that election from us? Don't you remember how those bastards acted after they had stolen the election in 2004? Don't you remember? Don't you remember the year 2004 when everyone in America was aching to be rid of the worst goddamn president ever? The Republicans had control for 4 years after they'd stolen it in 2000. Wow. These people are quite a piece of work. They stole the election in 2004 by flipping votes and suppressing the vote, smearing a Vietnam War hero, and basically committing treason. And they were proud. Not only were they proud, but if you will think back to the year 2004, right after they had just got done thrusting the knife into the guts of the American people and giving it a little twist. You see, they had stolen a second successive presidential election, and I'll be damned if they weren't proud. Not only were they proud, but they engaged in a thing that right-wingers do. They engaged in a really disgusting, a really not-for-children thing that the right does, which is called masturbatory gloating. Right after the 2004 election, these traitorous bastards were so goddamn proud they had stolen the election for the American people. Don't you hear me? Those Republican traitors were so proud they had stolen the election, they started to gloat. They went like this. All right, be calm, be calm. That is called masturbatory gloating. Pretty disgusting. And I swear to God, that's what those Republican bastards did in 2004 after they had cheated and lied and smeared a Vietnam War hero and basically committed treason. And they were proud. Okay, don't you see what this means? Republicans are traitors. They committed treason and they were proud. They engaged in a disgusting form of behavior. They engaged in a disgusting form of behavior called masturbatory gloating. Hey, here's a Republican after they stole the election from you and me so that they could stir up the country. They stole the election from you and me so they could fuck up the country for another 200 years!
This is Charlton Heston in the fifth circle of hell. Hello, this is Charlton Heston in the fifth circle of hell, where I'm being constantly boiled in oil because of all the little children who got blown away by guns. Oh my God, I'm Charlton Heston. I'm in the fifth circle of hell. I'm being tortured constantly and forever because of all the children who get blown away by guns. Help me! Help me! This is Charlton Heston. I'm being tortured, 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 I'm being tortured. All the children who get killed with guns every goddamn day because of those gun-toting bastards, the gun guys, those gun guys, those gun-toting bastards and traitors, the gun guys. I've got to go back to being boiled in oil because of all the children who get blown away by those goddamn gun guys, those goddamn gun supporters, those bloody fascist traitors, degenerate white guys with small penises.
This is Perry Logan's cat. Perry Logan's cat and a cat. Instead of the usual show so far, we would like to present Perry Logan, who ended this whole Republican thing single-handedly, with a plea to the 9/11 conspiracy guys. 9/11 truthers, 9/11 conspiracy guys. Could you lay off? Look. Okay, I know they know. Okay, I know the truthers won't listen to this. This is for normal people. Guys, the most incompetent administration in U.S. history did not bring off the trickiest hoax in world history and fool everyone in the world but you guys. At 9/11 truthers, your story is ludicrous to normal people. You see, if Dick Cheney had engineered 9/11, 9/11 would never have happened. A grade school child can tell you this. Okay, truthers. I know they're not listening, all right? But you're listening. You're listening. International bankers would not fund a plan to shut down Wall Street. Guys, that's the stupidest theory. It's the stupidest conspiracy theory that ever was. Most of the conspiracy people say that international bankers are behind it, you see. But no. 9/11 shut down Wall Street. I promise you, this is the dumbest conspiracy theory. There are so many smoking guns. I know I don't have much time. We've got to get back to the show. But there are so many smoking guns, you see. You know how they said that the Bush administration flew members of the bin Laden family out of America after 9/11? Yeah. I mean, conspiracy guys cite this as proof of a conspiracy when a child can tell you if 9/11 had been an inside job, they would have flown the bin Ladens out when? Before 9/11, you idiots! It's the stupidest conspiracy theory that ever was! This means you, Alex. Hey, hi. It really is February 5th, 2009. I think it would be eminently fair to say that America is trying to do a great big 180. Kind of a great big 180-degree policy shift to a different foreign policy, a different economic policy, for God's sake, a different everything policy, you see. What happened? Why are we trying to change so much? Well, we've been witnessing bad behavior for 30 years. We've been witnessing mostly Republicans in power for the last 30 years. And that's the problem. You see, we saw them all too clearly. And we saw that whether they are in power or not, Republicans engage constantly in what could only be called bad behavior. Bad behavior. Like masturbatory gloating. I just want you to remember, think back, it was the grossest thing in the world. After these traitors, these degenerate traitors, were clearly cutting up the whole country and giving it to their rich buddies. And they were committing treason, war crimes, and they were creeping us all out. All right, it was funny and it was not funny. And then they committed treason because they wanted to stay in power. They really did try to foist upon you and me the illusion that America wanted more of this spit. After the Republicans had futzed things up, that's futz things up, for such a long time, and they actually stole the election and then tried to say people wanted more of this spit. People wanted more of this spit, but they didn't. That is exceedingly bad behavior. But it doesn't end there. It doesn't. Now they're engaging in even more bad behavior. You see, here's what's going on. Here's what's going on. Is that we need a stimulus package. We need an economic stimulus, you see. Because the Republicans have so royally futzed up the economy. When they get into government, their behavior gets bad beyond belief. And all of a sudden, you see, they got into power. Do you know what happened? Bill Clinton handed George W. Bush the biggest surplus in U.S. history. Did you know that? I guess you didn't know that. Now, people don't know this. Bill Clinton handed, it was like this. Here you go. It was just like this. It was like, Bill Clinton says, here you go, Georgie, the biggest surplus ever. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. Well, I'm George W. Bush. I just got the biggest surplus in U.S. history. I guess I'll piddle it away. And that's what he did. There's a song about it. You know this song? All right. We're going to sing the song. I said, we're going to sing the song. I said, we're going to sing the song. You're going to sing the song. You're going to like it. We're going to sing it. Silence, please.
He piddled away the Clinton supper said diddly-diddly-day. He piddled away the Clinton supper said diddly-day.
Everybody,
He piddled away the Clinton supper said diddly-diddly-day. He piddled away the Clinton supper said diddly-diddly-day.
talk about bad behavior.
He piddled away
That Clinton surplus, diddly diddly day. Ooh, that George W. Bush, he piddled away, and it diddled away the Clinton surplus.
a Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Dooby-Dooby-Day.
Thank you, Frank Sinatra. That was old Blue Eyes singing that song for us. It was bad behavior. They got into power. We saw this bad behavior. The important thing now is, you see, we have to keep our eyes on these people constantly. We have got to keep our eyes on our Republican friends and neighbors constantly. They engaged in bad behavior, and they are always proud. This is something you need to notice. It was the Repubs. It was our good friends, whom we must watch constantly from now on.
All right, Republicans, come on out with your hands up or we're gonna blow the place. This is your last warning. You've engaged in bad behavior quite enough, my friends. Okay, that's your last chance. Blow the place.
Woo-hoo! Woo, they blowed up real good. We blowed up the Republicans for their bad behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelts. Please, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. We are headed into the Great Republican Depression. Hello and welcome to the Great Republican Depression. Bigger than the Great Depression of 1929. Bigger than anything that has gone before. A depression so big, based totally on fraudulent right-wing economic principles. Bad behavior at the highest level has plunged the world into
The Great Republican Depression.
My friends, this is why you must constantly keep your Republican neighbors under surveillance. I would ask you to approach the television set a little bit closer, please. Closer. Please come closer to the television set.
I said closer!
Sorry, my friends, we must keep our traitorous Republican neighbors under constant surveillance. They're all traitors. They engage in bad behavior. As patriotic Americans, if you love your country, you will start to record everything your traitorous, treasonous, child molesting, drug taking, creepy Republican neighbors do, and upload them to YouTube, so that the world can see the grotesque and face-melting bad behavior. We now return you to the pleasures and joys of
The Great Republican Depression!
Welcome to the Great
Republican depression, while we suffer the depredations and horrors of the great Republican depression. Say it with me, the great Republican depression, the great Republican depression, the great Republican depression.
The right likes anything that hurts the country. That's why they were gloating when they stole that 2004 election. I'll never forget that. Oh my God! Woo! Woo!
He blew it up! He got struck by lightning, baby!
Woo! Woo! This is Ronald Reagan back from the dead. Hello. This is Ronald Reagan back from the dead, and I would like to apologize for all those death squads. I, Ronald Reagan, would like to apologize to the world for all those horrible right-wing death squads that I sent out to murder the people of Central and South America, and that is why I, Ronald Death Squad Reagan, am burning in hell today! I am burning in hell today! Now!